Sterling Price Holloway Jr. was an American actor and voice actor who appeared in over 100 films and 40 television shows. He was also a voice actor for the Walt Disney Company, well known for his distinctive tenor voice, and is perhaps best remembered as the original voice of Mr. Stork in Dumbo, Adult Flower in Bambi, the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, the eponymous character in Winnie the Pooh, Caw in the Jungle Book, and Roquefort in the Aristocats. Early life: born in Sitartown, Georgia, Holloway was named after his father, Sterling Price Holloway, who himself was named after a prominent Confederate general, Sterling Pat Price. His mother was Rebecca de Haven. He had a younger brother named Boothby. The family owned a grocery store in Sitartown, where his father served as mayor in 1912. After graduating from Georgia Military Academy in 1920 at the age of 15, he left Georgia for New York City, where he attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. While there, he befriended actor Spencer Tracy, whom he considered one of his favorite working colleagues. Career Motion pictures and shorts. In his late teens, Holloway toured with Stock Company of the Shepherd of the Hills, performing in one-nighters across much of the American West before returning to New York, where he accepted small walk-on parts from the Theatre Guild, and appeared in the Rodgers and Hart revue The Garrick Gaieties in the mid-1920s. A talented singer, he introduced Manhattan in 1925, and the following year sang Mountain Greenery. He moved to Hollywood in 1926 to begin a film career that lasted almost 50 years. His bushy red hair and high-pitched voice meant that he almost always appeared in comedies. His first film was The Battling Kangaroo, a silent picture. Over the following decades, Holloway would appear with Fred MacMurray, Barbara Stanwyck, Lon Chaney Jr., Clark Gable, Joan Crawford, Bing Crosby, and John Carradine. In 1942, during World War II, Holloway enlisted in the United States Army at the age of 37 and was assigned to the Special Services. He helped develop a show called Hey Rookie, which ran for 9 months and raised $350,000 for the Army Relief Fund. In 1945, Holloway played the role of a medic assigned to an infantry platoon in the critically acclaimed film A Walk in the Sun. During 1946 and 1947, he played the comic sidekick in 5 Gene Autry westerns. With Walt Disney. Walt Disney considered him for the voice of Sleepy in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but chose Pinto Colvig instead. Holloway's voice work in animated films began in 1941 when he was heard in Dumbo, as the voice of Mr. Stork. Holloway was the voice of the adult flower in Bambi, the narrator of the Antarctic penguin sequence in The Three Caballeros, and the narrator in the Peter and the Wolf sequence of Make Mine Music. He was the voice of the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland, the narrator in The Little House Susie the Little Blue Coupe, Lambert the Sheepish Lion, The Jungle Book, and Roquefort in the Aristocats. He is perhaps best remembered as the voice of Winnie the Pooh in Disney's Winnie the Pooh featurettes through 1977. He was honored as a Disney legend in 1991, the first one to ever receive the award in the voice category. His final role was the Hope Carpenter, a friendly moonshiner who helps Harley Thomas in Thunder and Lightning. Radio and recordings. Holloway acted on many radio programs, including The Railroad Hour, The United States Steel Hour, Suspense and Lux Radio Theater. In the late 1940s, he could be heard in various roles on NBC's Fibber McGee and Molly. His distinctive tenor voice retained a touch of its southern drawl and was very recognizable. Holloway was chosen to narrate many children's records, including Uncle Remus stories, Mother Goose nursery rhymes, Walt Disney Presents Rudyard Kipling's Just So stories, and Peter and the Wolf. Television. Holloway easily made the transition from radio to television. He appeared on The Adventures of Superman as Uncle Oscar, an eccentric inventor, and played a recurring role on The Life of Riley. He was a guest star on Fred Waring's CBS television program in the 1950s and appeared on Circus Boy as a hot air balloonist, Five Fingers, The Untouchables, The Real McCoys, Hazel, Pete and Gladys, The Twilight Zone, The Brothers Brannigan, Gilligan's Island, The Andy Griffith Show, The Donald O'Connor Show, Peter Gooner's Felony, F Troop, and Moonlighting. During the 1970s, Holloway did commercial voiceovers for Purina Puppy Chow dog food and sang their familiar jingle, Puppy Chow, for a full year till he's full grown. He also provided the voice for Woodsy Owl in several 1970s and 1980s United States Forest Service commercials. In 1982 he auditioned for the well-known comic book character Garfield but lost to Lorenzo Music. In 1984, he provided voiceover work for a commercial for Libby's Baked Beans. Final years, death and legacy. Never married, Holloway claimed this was because he felt lacking in nothing and did not wish to disturb his pattern of life, but he had an adopted son, Richard. Holloway died on November 22, 1992 of a cardiac arrest in a Los Angeles hospital. His body was cremated and his ashes scattered in the Pacific Ocean. Voice actor Hal Smith took over the role of Winnie the Pooh for the 1981 short Winnie the Pooh Discovers the Seasons. He would maintain the role until Jim Cummings replaced him in 1988 for The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh and also took over most of Holloway's other voice roles, including Caw in Jungle Cubs and The Jungle Book 2. The show Animaniacs paid tribute to him by having Cummings narrate episodes like Nighty Night Toon, A Gift of Gold, and The Warners and the Beanstalk. Quotes, "I've always loved the theater very much. I've always been in it. I hate being away from it. I'm very stubborn. I like to do what I want to do. And what I want to do most is theater. I started in show business when I was 15 years old by enrolling at the American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. That was in 1920. Some of my classmates included Spencer Tracy, Alan Jenkins, and Pat O'Brien. You know what happened to them. Filmography equals feature films equals short subjects equals television equals The Adventures of Superman, The Machine That Could Plot Crimes, The Life of Riley, as Waldo Binney, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, episode Pancake Mix as the Grocery Man, Willie, Our Mr. Sun, Hemo the Magnificent, The Real McCoys, episode The Jinx, as Orville McCoy, Zane Grey Theatre, episode Blood Red, as Luther, The Andy Griffith Show, episode The Merchant of Maybury, as Bert, a traveling salesman, Hazel the Retiring Milkman Season 3, episode 13, as Claude the Milkman, The Twilight Zone, episode, What's in the Box, as the Darmonic Television Repairman, The Restless Sea. Burke's Law, The Baileys of Balboa, That Girl, F Troop, as the sheriff in the episode Wilton the Kid, Gilligan's Island, as Bert, a prisoner with a homing pigeon, Tony the Pony, as Gigi the Wizard, Tukiki in His Search for a Merry Christmas, Moonlighting, episode Atomic Shakespeare. Footnotes. Sources, Rothel, David. 1984. Those Great Cowboy Sidekicks. Scarecrow Press, Metuchen, New Jersey. ISBN 0-8108-1707-1. External links, Sterling Holloway at the Internet Movie Database, Sterling Holloway at the Internet Broadway Database, Disney Legends, New Georgia Encyclopedia, Sterling Holloway, A Perfect Day by Carrie Jacobs Bond sung by Sterling Holloway, video on YouTube, Sterling Holloway at Find a Grave.